Hi, my name is John Evers and I'm the principal of George L. Myers Elementary. A little bit of background on Myers Elementary. We are located in Portage, Indiana. Portage is located along the shores of Lake Michigan in northwest Indiana. Myers is one of 8 elementary schools in Portage Township Schools Corporation. Myers is comprised of 17 classrooms and approximately 340 students in grades K through 5. Here at Myers, we are a family where student safety and well-being is our #1 priority. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Indicator 1.5, teacher and staff having formal ways to provide input regarding the optimal functioning of our school. We took some surveys and our survey data shows that this is an area of growth for us. The data showed us that approximately 44% of our teachers and staff who took this survey gave us a favorable rating of either a 4 or a 5. Breaking down that data a little further, you will see here that we had 3 individuals give us a rating of a 1, 8 individuals give us a rating of a 2, 4 individuals giving us a rating of a 3, 4 individuals giving us a rating of a 4, 8 individuals giving us a rating of a 5, which if we average that out gave us a 3.22. At Myers, we utilized the IPLI, or Indiana Principals Leadership Institute data taken from the Marzano's High Reliability School Survey, which was administered to our faculty and staff back in the fall of 2020. During this survey, we had 27 faculty and staff members complete this survey. Our finding from the survey data gave us an overall rating of a 3.22. Based on these results, we have concluded this is an area of growth for us at Myers. From these results, we can see that Myers has some room for improvement in the area of providing teachers and staff with opportunities to provide input regarding the optimal functioning of our school. The action plan to accomplish this goal centers around communication. Some of our lagging indicators that supported Indicator 1.5 again, which was teachers and staff having formal ways to provide input regarding the optimal functioning of our school, included surveys. In particular, we conducted a panorama survey as well as surveys focused around curriculum and our team leader minutes. Panorama surveys are used by our faculty and staff as well as students and families to gauge the perceived effectiveness of functioning here at the building. Some of our results of our most recent panorama survey. Just an overview, different areas that they focused on, feedback and coaching, professional learning, resources, school climate, school leadership, and teacher efficacy. One of the areas that I wanted to look at a little closer was that of the leadership. Our school leadership here, you could see of our people that responded, our average overall score was 46% positive. This was an increase from our previous year. We were up 15% and compared to our district average of 37%. So we are a little above the average for our corporation. Making sure that our teachers are staying well informed. We did ask the question, of course, how effectively do school leaders communicate important information to teachers? We did receive a 45% favorable rating here. How responsive are school leaders to your feedback? We did receive an overall rating of 50% here. And then when school makes important decisions, how much input do you have as teachers? Here we did have a favorable rating of 20%. We also included surveys particularly focused on curriculum. Curriculum surveys were used by the faculty and staff to gauge opinions on the curriculum changes and adoptions that we were looking at. We have been in the process of adopting a new math series, and we wanted to get teacher input. So we did send out a questionnaire, basically saying what are the things that we absolutely have to have, if we got to make our ideal pie in the sky type of curriculum. So we did get feedback from lots of different teachers throughout our building as well as the district. We wanted to make sure, of course, they aligned with our Indiana state standards, that the sequencing made sense for all grade levels, that we both had digital or online components as well as a student textbook, that we had ready to go differentiated activities. We know that our students come in a wide range of levels, so we wanted to make sure we had resources available for them right away, and so forth. Again, these are just some of the things that we asked of our teachers to make sure that we got their input so that we could make sure and go ahead and adopt a textbook that met their needs as well. Another survey that we conducted on curriculum pertained to the effectiveness of our current reading series. We are using the benchmark reading series. We are also looking at the amount of implementation being used from our new series. We just got this recently. So we first asked for initial impressions. Some of the initial impressions, some of the responses, and these were done by grade level teams. So the entire first grade team got together, second grade, and so on. Benchmark framework seems to directly contradict some of our HRS framework. So again, this was some feedback that we got. So of course, taking this feedback, we wanted to go ahead and make adjustments where needed. Some of the teachers felt that some of the material was a little too high for some of our students. So we wanted to make sure to address that. Here we saw here that seemed an overwhelming amount of materials. So again, this feedback, sometimes it's not always positive, but it is feedback that's important to get the information and then move on from there. Same then with some areas of concerns that we might have had with our new reading series. One of the greatest concerns from one of our grade level teams was the scheduling, the amount of time that the series is stating that we need to input in order to be effective with the implementation of our reading series. So, we looked again at the scheduling and time. We've also then, from this information, we've had professional development from the company as well as internally so that we could get some more information for our teachers. We also, of course, then have team leader meetings. These are monthly meetings that are held the first Monday of the month, in which one teacher from each grade level as well as a related arts teacher discuss important happenings around the building, which are then brought back to the rest of their teams. We have here a number of different notes from some of these meetings. You could see here we talked about parent-teacher conferencing. This is a very important time of the year for us where we are able to get all of our parents in, give them updates on how the students are doing. So again, this is a very important conversation that needs to be had for the entire building. And we did look at having night times available as well. So this was a conversation that we got input from our teachers to make sure that we are meeting the needs of not only our staff, but also our families as well. So as I mentioned in the beginning, indicator 1.5 was an area that we felt we could improve on. This was an area of growth, and we decided to come together and figure out the best way to attack this need. Our action plan really focuses around communication. We know that communication's the key to increasing a group's belief that they are being heard, their ideas are being considered, and that their input is being validated. We focus this year on the areas of notes, schedules, and surveys in order to get that feedback and allow for our teachers to feel that their input is actually being heard and that we are making the necessary changes. Teachers and staffs, again, having formal ways to provide input regarding the optimal functioning of the school. The three areas that I mentioned are the team leader meetings. These meetings are monthly meetings in which representatives from each grade level as well as departments come together for a sit down to discuss the functioning of our school. This organized forum is an opportunity for groups to provide suggestions and possible solutions to concerns that we at Myers face. Schedules, as well as we all well know, there never seems to be enough hours in a day. Therefore, a schedule is very important for this optimal functioning of our school. Teachers' input is not only solicited but welcomed when creating these schedules. And then lastly, our surveys. These are held for feedback on the success or lack thereof of procedures that we have in place at our building. This information is then analyzed and discussed to find areas of improvement for our future endeavors. So specifically our team leader minutes, as I've mentioned before, we've had team leader minutes throughout the years, but one of the changes that we did want to input this year compared to previous years, we really felt that team leader minutes and the information being shared during these monthly meetings were really not getting disseminated well enough. We felt that some of our staff could benefit from getting this information directly from the source rather than relying on others to get them the information. So in order to increase this transparency and improve communication, following every meeting, the notes will be sent or are being sent to the entire staff. This includes everyone from our secretaries, our custodians, our teacher assistants, and of course all of our teachers as well. This allows for everyone to be made aware and trust that conversations are being had and that input from the group and teams are being considered. Schedules, one of the most important things that we started inputting this year is really getting feedback from our teachers about scheduling. As I had mentioned before, there's never enough hours in the day, so it's very important that we come up with a schedule that works around the needs of our teachers so that they can use the time they have most efficiently. The schedule that we came up for this next school year, because of course we're always trying to plan for the year after, is you can see here that it is a color-coded system. The colors correlate to grade levels. So here orange was my first grade, yellow is second grade, green was third grade, blue is fourth grade, purple is fifth, and red is kindergarten. Here at Myers, grades 2 through 5 departmentalize, meaning that one teacher teaches math for the entire grade level, one teaches reading, and one teaches language arts, and so on. Because of this, it's very important that we provide as much common plan time as possible. So when it came to our schedules or related arts schedules, you can see here that our grade levels, especially 2 through 5, have specials or related arts classes at the same time. So for example, my second grade has related arts first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock next year for the hour of time. This goes across all areas. So here, this was PE. Music, you'll see also it is yellow at right first thing in the morning, and same with my art. So because that we are able to provide our second through fifth grade teachers, and in most cases as well, our kindergarten and first, common related arts classes, that does provide a lot of extra time for common instruction to take place. Like I mentioned, second through fifth grade, we have departmentalization taking place, so providing as much common time for our classes to switch and to collaborate has been very helpful, and the teachers have really appreciated getting this opportunity. Like I mentioned as well, we're taking their input. I know that my second grade really likes to start off the day with the special, so they have the remainder of the day for the academics. That's why we've made sure to place them specials first thing in the morning. And the same then with my fifth grade, they really prefer to do all their academics first thing in the morning. Therefore, they have now provided themselves with specials in the afternoon. So these are kinds of information and feedback that we take from our teachers so that we could try to increase their belief that their input is being heard. Also, just to be transparent, once we finalize the schedule, we then assigned teachers' names to each of those different related arts classes. We originally had an ABC system, and then from there, I recorded and shared out via a live Google Meet with my staff, so they could watch that it was being trusted, that it was random, that we were going to pull the names from a hat, and that video is located here. Surveys, again, surveys is another way that we are getting input or evidence of our input from our teachers. And these, again, was a survey I showed you earlier, but some of the areas that I really wanted to address as far as showing growth and trying to improve on our area is here. You will notice for each of these, from the previous year to this year, we have overall increased 15%, but for each of the specific questions, we have gone up as well. For example, positive tone for the building, 5%. When school makes important decisions, how much teacher input, 4%. Again, these are not as high as we'd like to see, but at least they are positive and that we are slowly growing, and hopefully over time we can continue to see more growth here. We also conducted a follow-up survey after implementing some of our action plans in place this year. Again, focusing on the indicator teachers and staff having formal ways to provide input regarding the optimal functioning of our school. And you will notice here that this time we had 1 individual strongly disagree. We had 6 disagree, 3 neither agree nor disagree, 11 agree, and 7 strongly agree. So compared to our original results and our current results, you could see here that we have made some improvements. Our overall average originally was a 3.22. Now it is a 3.61. So some of the findings from these results, we noticed that increase from for indicator 1.5 of 0.39 from that 3.22 to a 3.61. We also noticed the feedback was trending more positively. We decreased our number of people who feel that they have no say at all, or a score of 1, with providing input to the optional functioning of the school. We went from 3 people now down to just 1. So again, that's an improvement there. And then we've also saw an improvement with an increase from 12 individuals who originally scored us this indicator favorably with a 4 or 5 to now having 18 individuals give us a score of 4 or 5. So again, we are seeing some increases. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but again, we are glad to see that we have made some growth in the area of 1.5. Thank you. Have a nice day.